Hi, welcome to Todd's Tips. I'm Todd Barsness, a full-time voiceover talent, and Todd's Tips is a feature of VO Marketing Pro. Now, if you'd like more information about VO Marketing Pro or anything else related to voiceover, just visit our Facebook page, website, or contact us via email. The links are located here. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Looking forward to a new year, 2023, coming up pretty soon.
Yes.
So this is the segment that we do, Todd's Tips.
Yeah.
And we've been doing, and we're going to continue to do, a series called Todd's Do's and Don'ts. And what we do every single time, and I'm going to do it every single time, is we provide these caveats. Damon, go ahead and set them there.
You have without fail.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just saying, it's always been there, which is
if
great.
I forget, dementia or old man's disease hits me, you and Damon pick me up and make sure we have these, because these caveats are important. I want you to know right up front that I run my business my way, and you need to run your business your way. That said, and I always say this too, these are things that I've learned for over, almost 12 plus years. I'm in my 13th year of voiceover. Plus I was in radio and I did a lot of other things. So some of these things are just like, they're things that I've picked up over the years.
And someone who's been in it as long as you have and made the amount of money that you have, you're doing something right. And so there are some things that you can pick up on, right? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that it's just luck. I think there are principles.
Sure, yeah.
Well, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just luck. I think there are business principles, customer-centricness, if you will allow me to use that phrase, and some other things. And a lot of these do's and don'ts that you need to think about at least. And maybe you apply them, maybe you throw them out. But I think just stopping and thinking about some of the things that we bring would be a good thing. So a couple of weeks ago, I talked about that I do work through times of sickness. And this is a time of year when people get sick. Mm-hmm. I was just sick a few weeks ago.
We all were.
And pretty sick too. And so I have a 3-part series on the fact that I do work through times of sickness. This is part 2. Now, last week or 2 weeks ago, I did a segment on this. And so that was kind of a preface to this.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to go back and watch that first, this will make sense. It's not like you have to have that one, but if you're just following along, just grab that one. It's in our YouTube channel and on our Facebook. And so then just find that one. It's part 1 of the I do work through times of sickness. So I just wanted to add a few more thoughts. So indeed, I do work through times of sickness, flu, colds, lots and lots and lots. And I don't mean to go on, but it's true. Lots of dental work. I've had lots of dental work.
More than the average person.
Yep. I've had allergies. I've had back and leg pain and just headaches, different things like that. All the things that everybody goes through. But to date, I don't get sick enough typically to cause me not to be able to record. And I think it's for a couple of reasons. Kind of a preface is I always work with my clients. It's not like I just push through and I hardly have a voice and I just keep sending things. Although most of the time I just record. I just do, even when I'm sick. I figure out a way to do it. And there's a couple of reasons, I think. First of all, I'm an ornery old goat. When you've been in radio and done a morning shift, there's nobody to call. And so for 30 years, basically, you get up 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:15, and you go.
You're the front line of defense.
You just do. There's just not that much you can do about it. And so you play hurt a lot of times. And so I think some of it's just because of that. I think I've just gotten used to it. And I don't know what to do when I'm sick other than to work. So I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm just telling you that I do work through sickness. Second of all, I'm very in tune with my body, especially my ears, nose, and throat. I am an ENT specialist. And I think people that are in voiceover need to be an ENT specialist as best as you can. I've used my voice professionally since 1978. And so I've always had to pay close attention to my overall health, but especially my ears, nose, and throat. And so here's a few things that I do. I exercise physically, regularly. I stay active, and that helps. It just does. I mean, it helps your immune system. It helps your digestive system, all of those things. You know that. You're a wellness guy yourself. You've been trained in that and you've worked in that. And so staying active is an important part of your physical health, but it actually helps you with your voice and your mind and different things like
does.
that. Second of all, I try my best to stay on a decent, I'm not strict about it, but I get enough sleep. Now enough, sometimes it's 2-3 hours because I'm getting old and sometimes things hurt or got things on my mind, but I try to get enough sleep during the weeks that I'm working and the years that I'm working. I do my best. I don't stay up real late partying and get up real early. And I just
You don't?
Nope.
Wow,
Nope.
that's a surprise.
That's a surprise. But I get enough sleep. Fluids. I try my best to drink fluids. I also do the dreaded neti pot. I know you have one. I've taught you that. It's not the most fun thing. It's kind of gross, actually, but I do have a neti pot. And when I feel just the least bit of an issue, thick throat, a little bit of sinus congestion, I get on that neti pot.
This is really a Todd's tip for your own son, because I got that neti pot when I was really sick this year in January, almost a year ago. And I used it and used it and used it, and I'm sure it helped out, but I haven't used it since, and I probably should. But yeah, anyway, it's kind of, the boot's fitting me right now.
Yeah, maybe there's something else you try, whatever, but I've tried an neti pot and it seems to work for me. Airborne tablets, little fizzy tablets
Like
that have zinc and
almost,
vitamin C in them. And those seem to kind of, especially when I'm kind of on the verge of it, and that's why I'm saying being an ear, nose, and throat specialist, you just have to kind of pay really close attention and kind of get to know your body, especially this area and down to here. And when I start to feel a little thickness or a little, whatever, I get on those, at night before I go to bed, in the morning. Try to eat right, just try to have decent meals, regularly scheduled. I guess overall, I try to plan ahead if I'm feeling a little punky and read the signs. That's one of the big things. I also gargle with Listerine regularly, and that seems to kind of clear out the throat and such. So anyway, I do work through times of sickness, and that was a little bit more on the practical medical side of things. The first one was a little bit different than that, and this third one, when we have next week, will be the final, and it'll be a little bit more.
Do you talk about cough drops at all?
I do. I suck on cough drops. One of the reasons I do that is because, like, after I have talked most of the day,
tired,
my voice is tired, and I think if you keep working it, you can start to almost do a little damage to
Straining it.
Yep. And if you're careful with how much you're talking, and then second of all, just something soothing.
Sure.
One other thing is when I'm starting to get sick, I'll do a honey and lemon.
Ooh.
And that's not fun, but nice warm honey and lemon. The honey is makes it kind of smooth and coats it, and the lemon kind of seems to kind of almost tighten up your vocal cords a little bit, or kind of cleans things out.
Wow.
Anyway,
lots of things.
There's lots of things, but you have to do what you think is best for you. Some things maybe that I do don't work for other people, but the biggest point I want people to realize is you can work through. I mean, I had one client that asked me, and I think that week that I was really sick, I did like $5,900 worth of business.
Well, and I do all your editing, and so you
could tell.
I could hear it, and I could tell. But I think other people, I think with you, obviously with other people, they're good at reading and they're good at still performing. So even if their voice sounds a little tired or nasally, I think people are probably like, well, this is better than maybe other people that can do it. I don't want Hudson doing my, I'd rather have Todd because he's on time, he's going to do it. Anyway, that's part of it too.
It might have to do with a genre too. If you're doing high level commercial work, especially if you're doing something, you did a commercial for Subaru or Microsoft that's on national TV or regional TV, they're going to want you to sound just like that. You can't work if you're clogged up, that kind of stuff.
Maybe a Vicks commercial.
Yeah, right.
That'd be perfect.
But some e-learning and maybe some things. And the other thing is when new clients come or people that I'm doing a brand new project for, then your voice doesn't necessarily have to sound so much exactly like something if you're doing something in order, a continuing project. Anyway, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for joining me for Todd's Tips. And if you'd like more information about VO Marketing Pro or anything else related to VO, the links are listed here.